made it. 2021.
Gosh. Which
The
oddly
pandemic's
so far
over.
feels just like 2020.
Yeah, no, well, no, the pandemic's
That's
over because the
that's true.
pandemic was
We beat
only in
it.
the year was 2020.
Oh man, I am so not optimistic about this vaccine rollout. I mean, don't
It's
get me
going
wrong. I
so
want the
badly.
vaccine. I can't wait till I get the vaccine. But
The
just
rollout.
just December, we missed our targets. Like we're already
Yeah, yeah.
behind. So, uh, I'm happy to wait in my spot in line. I get it as a healthy young adult male. Like I'm like the least risk category, so I
Yeah.
don't need the vaccine right away. I definitely want it, but happy to wait behind. Uh, Healthcare workers, teachers, but yeah, seeing that December was already falling behind target, we're like, like what am I gonna get it? Does that mean
Yeah.
like September now?
Yeah, that's right. It's gonna be a
Another year of
bit.
this?
I really don't. It's upsetting because they're like, yeah, we've missed our targets, and then it's like, well, that means doses of the vaccine are going bad, and we're just
That's
throwing away
right.
vaccine now.
No, no. I'll
I,
I'll come in. You don't have to throw it away. Just
yeah, just let me know. I'll pop in. It's no big deal.
I'll swing by.
Oh
Oh
man,
goodness.
yeah, and even in New York, Governor Cuomo was like, if hospitals are giving it to people out of turn, then we're gonna fine them up to $1 million. And I was like, hold on, that's how you lose doses of vaccine. That this is not a great way to do this. In fact,
Ooh.
amazing, absolutely amazing. So it goes. Oh well.
But we did.
There's a Twitch bot that keeps cheering me once in a while for funsies, and that's so nice. It's like, and when it cheers me, it gives me $1. Like now that I'm a affiliate, if you cheer me in the chat, if you like pay money to get bits and you use bits to cheer somebody, you get like 100 bits equals $1 for that streamer. So
Oh.
this bot has cheered me twice. So look, first month as an affiliate, I've already made $2.
Man, you're gonna have to, set up a corporation.
I was gonna say, yeah, I need to be
Handle
careful.
all those taxes.
All right, so we have like, if my website were a book, we will have at this point with you and I finished like the second or third act is what we've finished of the website. A major plot resolution has happened. The database works.
I was just about to say, how many acts are in a book?
There's 7,000 acts. No, but we got the database working. We got everything really set up the way we want it to be. We even ran into a snag at the end of last show, and that got addressed and fixed, right? Or did we? Or did we run into a problem?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, we fixed
Yeah,
it.
we hung on. We pushed through it. Well, we fixed it.
It works.
It was one of those things I was like, oh man, like we don't know what's wrong. We don't know how long it's going to take to fix it. Do we push this to the next week? And yeah, we powered through it.
Yeah.
I still don't understand why we had to do that, but
We just didn't
it
we
was like
just go
Visual
back
Studio
and get,
like so we disabled a couple files. We told Visual Studio, don't compile these files. We know that this page on the website's broken, but we want to publish the updates to the website. So we figured, let's just not compile those pages. We'll publish it without that page.
yeah.
And then we'll come back and we'll fix those pages. And that's what last week's show was to fix the
Fixing
pages.
that page.
But then, yeah, Visual Studio, once we told it to start compiling those files again, it was just like, nope. Like,
I'm not
yeah. You should compile this. And it's like,
Why?
So-
And I was like, no, listen. And I was like, no, you listen.
we literally, all we did was we deleted those in Visual Studio, added new files with the same name, and
Same
copy
everything.
and pasted the code back into those files.
Brilliant. Coders. Hack the planet.
That it was the only thing we could think of. Like if you looked at all the project settings, like in the CS Proj, like everything was clean. Like it's almost the only thing I can think of is Visual Studio had something cached. Like it just didn't update something for itself because the file, like literally, we didn't change anything in the code. Like when we look at the diff in the code, exactly the same.
It was exactly the same. I think there was like some white space that was changed. That was it.
That breaking white space.
Oh yeah.
Really.
Well, I
Is a thing.
wait, it is white
Yeah,
space that
well,
breaks code.
Not really, not so much in like modern day code bases, but yeah, back in the day where like if you ever write in C, which
I won't.
yeah, from C, evolve C++, evolve C sharp.
Yeah.
But yeah, C forces the developer to manage memory. So when like you know how we create a new list,
Yeah.
like we just want to share a list of poets, so we say new lists, and then we just pass everything in.
Yeah.
Well, what's happening behind the scenes is when you create a new list, C sharp or the runtime's creating something in memory. So it's saying, I got this list object in memory, and it has to kind of guess at how big it should be. So it allocates a certain amount of memory.
Okay.
Let's make up a number like, I have no idea what it allocates, but let's say it gives you a 1K of memory for your list. And then as you start adding things to the list, eventually, if you add enough things, you'll run out of memory. And so then it automatically adds more memory. So maybe it gives you another kilobit of information or memory space. And so all that happens for us automatically. When we are done with the list, the C# runtime throws it away, clears it out of memory. It's called garbage collection.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. But yeah, back in the day when you're writing in C, you had to explicitly... Well, first of all, they don't have lists. Everything's just an array. Well,
It was
maybe
an
they
array,
do.
yeah.
It's been a while since I touched C. But yeah, you have to say, instead of just saying new list, you say allocate memory for 5 strings. So like an array of 5 strings. And then if you added 5 strings to that array and you want to add a 6th string, then you have to allocate more memory, which really means you have to move your array or create a new chunk in memory, move your array to it. And then when you're all done with it, you have to remember to deallocate all that memory. So
Oh my
at
gosh.
like the end of the method or the end of the whatever you're working on, you have to go back and say, okay, all done with that memory now, deallocate.
You can free it
And,
up now.
And so I don't know where I was going with that story, but yeah, back in the day, the tooling wasn't as good as it was today. It wasn't
Yeah.
as pleasant. To be fair, a lot of people still code in C because nothing's faster. Well, writing an assembly is probably faster, but C, because it gives you all that control,
Yeah.
it can execute faster because you can really fine tune everything. Whereas,
Okay.
you know, our luxuries in the C# runtime add some overhead. But
Our luxurious C# life.
yeah,
It's so
we're
funny
like
to think
the
about
luxury
those
condo.
older languages and like how much work it took to make them work when you go even before that and you had like the punch cards. Like think about how much work that took. And then the idea of having a terminal, the first terminal where you were like, no, you've got a terminal and you can do your work right here and you don't have to worry about the punch cards. They're like, oh my God, this is so much easier.
Can't believe we were doing everything on a punch card back in the day.
Yeah. Ugh. You know the history of punch cards goes all the way back to like to looms and like weaving.
Oh. Yeah. I can see
That's
that.
how they told the loom where to
Like,
put
programmed
patterns,
it.
and so you had pattern cards. It was programming, and that's why early programming was considered women's work. And that's why most of the early programmers, when you're looking at the, especially with the cards and like the women who worked at NASA, right? Like compiling these programs and like the stacks and stacks and stacks of stuff they were doing. Early programming was considered, that's what, we'll have the women do that.
There you go.
Which is
Fascinating.
wild. Which is wild.
Also, like, I mean, incredibly sexist. Like, that shouldn't even be
terrible
there in the first
right,
place.
it should
'cause-
be here's the women's work, here's the guys' work.
Right.
but-
Like, anybody can weave clothing, like loom.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
those are actually, that's really hard to do.
Yeah.
So huge shout out for anybody that
And humans
makes their
have been
own-
doing it for like basically the same way for like 1,000+ years. Like when you look at like looms and stuff, it's like there's a very basic idea behind it, but it is complicated and difficult and it's hard work. And this brings me to Penelope from the Odyssey, who's Odysseus' wife. And her whole deal was, what up, Matt Hamilton? Her whole deal was
Hey, Matt.
she told the suitors that showed up in the Odyssey. Everyone, I'm assuming everyone has the background knowledge of the Odyssey. Odysseus goes off to war, is gone for 10 years fighting a war, then takes 10 years to get back, so he's gone a total of 20 years. The whole time he's gone, his wife Penelope waits for him, and that's like her big character trait is loyalty. And the suitors are like, hey, he's dead. The war's been over for 5 years. He's nowhere to be found. He's gone. So she said, okay, well, I'll marry someone once I finish making his death shroud. And so she would weave all day. And at night, her and some maids and handmaidens of hers would go, and they would take apart the weaving and like take it down and make it like less. So she never was able to finish.
And after 10 years, nobody was like, hey, wait a minute.
It takes a long time to weave. No, because they're men, and they're like, we don't know how long that takes. We're here to eat all your food and drink all your wine and assault your handmaids. So yeah, this is a Twitch stream about classic literature.
If everybody will open their books to chapter 3.
That's right. We need to talk about water motifs. We do not need to talk about water motifs.
The only thing
That's
I can think
right.
of is Beowulf.
Matt had
There's
a
a
funny
lake.
comment. It's like building code. I will marry a new person when I finish making my code, and then you just keep deleting the code.
That'd be so good. Like, we're gonna keep this stream going until we finish the website. It's like pull request from Matt Hamilton.
That's right.
Like, where did it all go?
Oh man. So the only thing you remember from British Lit is Beowulf,
No,
and it's not
you
Shakespeare.
said something.
'Cause Shakespeare.
Water features.
Water motif.
Water motifs. Yeah, because Beowulf, there's something with a lake, right? Or Lady in the Lake.
So yeah, that's Arthurian, but Beowulf does have a fight with a monster's mom at the bottom of a lake.
Yeah, I don't remember that.
It's
at
a
all.
weird story, man. Every time I teach Beowulf, I'm like, look, I know it's weird. You guys just roll with it, all right? So he dives to the bottom of the lake, fights the monster's mom. She's impenetrable by every weapon except a sword that she keeps on her wall as the only sword that can defeat her.
Why would you
And
do
so
that?
Beowulf takes it and chops her head off.
Like, put that sword in a safe location. Lock it in a secure storage.
Nope. Right on the wall. And I'm sure she probably said something like, you'll never defeat me. The only weapon that can harm me is right here on this wall. And you'll never... Oh, God, you've got it. Why?
Some true hubris. Like,
All
I'm so
right.
good. I'm gonna put this right here.
That's right. Do it. Oh, man. So, like, the New Year's here, right? My website's done. There's nothing that can be done to improve it. Oh, wait. I already found a problem.
Oh, really?
So it still works, but the function of it is that this page is the problem. So this is the list of all the poets on the page, and I'm already rethinking the whole way this page is, like this whole website. I'm not a fan of it anymore. Like this whole thing where you have to scroll to find the authors.
It's very 2020, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, right? We got to keep with the times. My hope, as I start messing with the web development track on Codecademy, is to get to a point where it's like there's a single poet and you can like swipe to see new poets.
Ooh. That'd be
And
cool.
obviously that'd be for touchscreens, but like, you know, like a way to like flip through the poets rather than this long unwieldy list. But the problem is this link used to take you directly to that poet. And you can see up here, the way we have it is there's
Yeah.
and I'll show you the code. What it is that, not there, it's in Poets. What it does is adds an ASP fragment of the author name. And what that used to do when we had hard coded the whole thing was take you to the class for that author, and it would take you right to them.
So,
Yeah, and now it doesn't do that.
that's interesting.
Yeah.
So what happens? Where'd the website go?
Let's find that.
There it is.
So yeah, this is, by the way, this is the YNFP. This is like the real website. This is the one we're running locally.
Yeah. Also, just because we're using the free tier in Azure, so if we wanted to change its domain name, we'd have to pay for it. So yeah, we just have ynfp.net redirecting you to the actual website.
It's real cool. It's the fun way to do things.
Programming on a budget.
That's right, it is.
So that actually, man, that worked, huh? So I've never known how this works, but I know, like, if you, for example, went to GitHub, and on somebody's README, like, yeah, let's pull up a README. Let's do it live.
Yeah, let's do it live. All right, probably not my README. I'm gonna do yours. How about that? We're gonna go to you. We're gonna go to like Git Trends, maybe.
Git Trends, the app of the show.
That's right. Sponsored by.
Sponsored by a free app that makes no money. Yeah, so... and nobody's bought me a coffee yet.
Oh, come on! Folks, go buy... My wife bought me a coffee on my website. Go buy Brandon
Not
a
even my
coffee.
wife. Kim, buy me a coffee.
Please!
Wait, what? I don't know if that's picking up. She goes, I make you coffee all the time.
That's right.
So yeah, if you scroll up a little bit back to the Git Trends title and you hover your mouse over it, you'll see that little link that appears to the left.
Yeah.
So I know you can click that, and when you do, you see the URL gives you that, I guess that's called an anchor.
Yes.
And so I use these anchor links when I share, like, especially like sharing GitHub READMEs or or like Microsoft Docs use anchor links, and I love them.
Yeah.
But I have no idea how they work. Other than I know how to use them, I'd have no idea how to create them.
Right. I have a slight idea how they work, and that is from when I was doing HTML and CSS on Codecademy. Basically, this is saying, like, the anchor link, if I'm remembering correctly, it goes to wherever this, because the hashtag, what does this mean in, I think it's classes. Oh, no, in CSS. It's an ID. So it goes to an ID with that name.
Okay.
So wherever you've got an ID that exists somewhere on the website with that name, having that at the end should go to it. However, you know what we don't have for any of this now? It's an ID.
IDs. Busted.
Now I'm thinking maybe... I thought the problem, looking here in my code, was going to be in the poets list. Right? I was like, the ASP fragment is at author name. And then inside of there it's just going to display the name, which this is how the list looks when you're looking at the website. Like that's, here, have a calculator. That's how it looks. You've got your unordered list and you've got your list elements here, right? So the link, you can see down at the bottom, it's supposed to go to hashtag Shay Alexi.
Yeah.
But since that doesn't exist, it doesn't know where to go. So what I need to do is add an ID to the index. And I'm thinking this might do it. You know what I
just
mean?
like that? Nah.
Look. I don't want to believe that it's possible, but I'm going to make sure. It should be author name. I don't want to believe that it's this simple, but it might be this simple. Hey! Kotufa, what's up?
Author dot name.
Is it author dot name? Because in here, it's just author name here. But that's referencing...
That's a different file.
Ah.
Different code.
Different code. All right. Author.name. Yeah. Poem.url, poem.title. Should be poem.author. I wonder. We'll try it this way and see what happens.
Yeah, it's fine. You can go either way, but if you look at the code above it...
Oh, this is still happening. How did we... I'm going to click continue debugging, but we need to turn it off.
So you can just say stop. I mean, we're going to stop the build anyways.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you're just in the release build configuration. Oh, it was right under your mouse. Right
there we go.
Yep. If you want to debug it, got to put it in the debug config.
Yeah, well, I guess. Diana,
the debugger just
tuning
adds...
in.
Technically, the debugger slows everything down a bit and adds overhead.
Thanks, debugger.
So, like, when we publish to Azure, we publish with the release build, so we don't get all that extra developer
shenanigans. Junk. It couldn't be simpler. It couldn't be simpler.
Thanks for coming to the show.
Well, that's it, folks. All I had to do was add an ID to it with a variable in it, and I fixed it.
And I love how it also handles the spaces. Because
so
the author's name is Mary Space Oliver.
Yep.
And it just works.
And down here, up in the URL, it turns it into %20, which I guess is a space in website language. Rad.
That was really cool.
Yep. And don't forget, on our local, I'm an author on the page.
That's right.
That's right. My poem about feeling bad about the type of boyfriend I was 20 years ago.
Share the link in the comments.
Oh, no, I'm good.
It's going to go viral.
Yeah, totes, for sure. Nah, it's not going to go viral.
Look,
I got to share it in
Matt wants the link.
Hold on. It's, so you have the power to actually post comments to everyone, so you have to do it. Like, I can't, oh, God.
Yeah, but nobody's watching my stream.
Well, that's true. All right, I'm just going to type it here.
If anybody's confused what we're talking about, we simulcast to my Twitch and PJ's Twitch. But right now, I only have one viewer on my Twitch. Thanks, by the way.
I mean, I've got 4. I'm not, like, crushing you or anything like that, you know?
It's more for posterity, because I realize, like, I'm on Twitch a lot, but I never streamed to Twitch. Like, I never streamed my own handle.
Yeah.
I'm on here. Like, we still want people to come here. That's why we have the banner going at the bottom. So
exactly.
If you want to hang out and chat, join us on PJ's Twitch. But
that's the place just to where it's fun.
Let Twitch know I'm alive. I'm a real streamer too, guys.
That's right. Lord, this is from feels like a million years ago. Like, I won a poetry slam when I was living in Korea, and they were like, "Oh, we're gonna put your poem in Angle magazine." I was like, "What's that?" They were like, "Oh, it's online literature and music." I was like, "Oh, freaking neat!" And like, this is the first time that like someone took my poetry and like said other people should read it. I was like, "Oh, okay, if you think so." But yeah, that was good times back then. Since then, I've been published more. I'm like a more published poet now.
Dang! Congrats.
Yeah,
that's a really cool accomplishment.
It is kind of neat, and it's funny because like there's tons of places who are always looking for submissions. So if you're a poet, just submit. Like, the worst they say is no thank you. Like, no one's ever been mean about it. You just like submit your poem. I've gotten rejected so many times. They've been like, "This is not what we're looking for," or "No thanks," or they just say nothing. But it's like, you just submit to someone else. It's sort of like you were telling me.
Rejected poem.
Yeah.
And send it to a better website.
Yeah. It's sort of like you were telling me how for conferences and stuff, for when I do eventually become a DevRel, conferences are looking for people to come and speak. And they just want you to submit stuff. And if it fits, they're going to be like, "Yes, please come speak at this conference." Especially now that it's virtual.
Yeah, and anybody that's ever organized a conference or a meetup or heck, even if you've just organized a party where you had to invite people to it, it's really hard to get people to show up, and it's even harder to get people to like basically help you do work for free. Because for being honest, that's what a conference is, right? It's like the speakers are coming providing the content. I mean, the organizers do way more work, let's be honest, like getting the venue and handling all the bills and all that stuff. But yeah, it's not easy. And yeah, there's definitely with meetups, like anything that's on a weekly, monthly cadence, that is grueling for the organizers to find people, queue people up. And so, yeah, most of the time, if I reach out to a meetup and say, hey, want to chat about this? And they'll be like, yes, thank you. You're in.
Yeah, I want to talk to you. Come speak to us, please.
Yeah.
Oh, man. So we really should figure out something else to do with this website. I really feel like the next thing is making it look better. Oh, Lord. Like, actually, I should share my screen again. Because it's bad. So let's do application, Windows. Let's do that. I'm trying to figure out what to share so I'm not sharing, like, my stupid screen. So if we're looking at the Add Poet page, this is a wonky mess. It's just like all out of line. There's a button here. This kind of looks like it should be a button, but it's not. Like,
it does look like a button.
It does look like a button. Like you want to click it, but you can't. So it's kind of gross looking. And a lot of that, I don't know what causes that, really. And I need to figure out what causes that.
Yeah. Do you have any... This is probably a good time to get into like design tools. Do you have any tools you use already? Like, are you a Photoshop guy or Adobe XD or Sketch?
Microsoft Paint? Yeah, I'm more of a Microsoft Paint. I'm an Adobe Spark guy, is what I've done so far, and Spark makes individual pictures. So I've never designed like how something should look. I've just sort of done it. It's all been live, you know what I mean? So, let me see here. What'd you say? Sketch?
Am I back?
Oh, you back? I hear you. Did I lose you? Did we lose me? Hello?
And I'm back.
Hey! Your video's frozen, but it's fine.
Yeah, that's weird. My computer was dying, so I had to plug it in.
That's right.
But yeah, now my video. What's going on, video?
We gotta turn you into a. It's pretty good, isn't it?
So
just go with your avatar, right?
I'm playing around with the camera right now. But yeah, so I use Sketch, and that's what you're looking at right now. I think Sketch is only for Mac. I don't know if they have a Windows app.
Mac app. How about, let's see. To be fair, I do have a Mac, but it's my work Mac. The long-awaited Sketch for Windows.
Oh.
Lunacy.
Oh, is it actually a different product?
I think it is,
by the same creators? Lunacy. That's cool.
Yeah. Font hell prevention. What is font hell? Is that a term?
I'm not sure. Hell fonts.
That's not what I wanted. So one-click export. Sketch the Ripper.
So basically what we need is just something to drag and drop shapes. And we can start mocking out this page of the website. And yeah, I mean, it's really cool. It's also super helpful as a developer when you're handed, we call them wireframes, where it is your app, it is your website, all sketched out for you and done in these tools that will just give you everything. So like it's not like a printed sheet of paper and you're trying to like measure things with a ruler and figure it out. Like, okay, is there 2 pixels here? Like with like Sketch, Adobe XD, whatever tool you're using. Well, most most of the popular tools today, at least. Yeah, you can just like hover your mouse over and be like, okay, how much padding is between the text and the side of the screen here,
okay.
and like, it's nice because it takes all of the guesswork out of creating your stuff. So like for me as a mobile app developer, like speaking of Git trends, that's exactly what we did. My good buddy Luis Pulhos designed the app. He handed me that Adobe XD file, and we just followed it. And so at that point, you're just kind of hand jamming. You're just writing code. You're not trying to figure stuff out at the same time. You're not really guessing like, let me make that padding 10 pixels. And then you run the app or run the website and you're like, oh no, 10 pixels is way too much. Let me make it 2 pixels.
It's upsetting because you're describing exactly what I've done all the time so far. Only an idiot would do it that way. Yeah, man, totes.
I mean, I still do it that way all the time.
Yeah, it is. It is frustrating though to just constantly be doing that. So is this will tell you exactly what to do to make it look a certain way?
No. It's basically like Microsoft Paint, right? Like it's a blank canvas, you're drawing. But once you have everything and it looks good, then that is kind of it's almost like your architectural blueprints for your code.
Got it. Wild. Oh, God. Neato. Okay, so I need to sort of be like, okay, I need to design, right? My little pony, as it were.
Yeah.
Okay, neat. So I need to mess around with this. Oh, man. It goes into negative space. Wild. This is neat.
Infinitely scrolling canvas.
That's right.
So yeah, I don't know if there's like a file new button somewhere. Unless you wanted to go through the tutorial.
I think I'm gonna need to mess with the tutorial a little bit first, right? Like, because I've created an artboard, but who knows what that means, right?
So that'll basically be your website. So I would stretch that artboard out to be like roughly the dimensions of a screen, probably. Or what you can also do is, this is a little weird for me because I don't do websites, I do mobile. So like we'll make artboards for the different phone sizes. So like iPhone 12 Pro Max, iPhone 12 Mini. And so I imagine in web, it's probably something similar. Like you probably have like a desktop artboard, and then maybe you also have a mobile artboard.
UI kits. Hey. Interesting.
That's cool.
Wow.
Oh, how convenient is that? It's almost a shame you're not a mobile developer right now.
Right? Look what I can do, guys. Boom. Boom, you guys.
Now we're making a mobile app.
Apparently. This is neato. Yeah, app bar, backdrop, banner, bottom nav, buttons. Goodness. And this is all in the, that was the Google material. Mac, let's see. So it looks like web.
Oh, here we go.
Choice
action
fields.
Buttons.
Yeah.
We got all this stuff. We
Holy
got action
smokes.
buttons and we've got choice fields.
We need a text field. Oh, wow. Neato.
Cool.
Standard with label. Yeah, so...
Yeah, I'd say let's start with these and we
Yeah.
can add some color later. This will be really cool.
So really, I just need to, like... I'm already doing this all wrong, and I know it.
Yeah, like I would start with the header because your page has that nav bar at the top. So I would start building it out, kind of like what am I trying to say, top down, and
It's given it specifically photos, which is not what I want for a nav bar.
I mean, you can edit the text. You can edit all of this stuff. These are essentially just
Right.
templates.
Okay.
And technically, you don't have to use any of these templates. You can
Yeah, of course. This has got to be very frustrating
draw
to watch
your own
happen.
shapes.
Because, oh my god, like, we really, like, I should be not there, here.
Very similar.
Basically the same. Hardly an inconvenience. All right. Man, I feel really dumb right now because I'm literally like, okay, what do you do? And it's like, PJ, you just need to copy what you see.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
Step one.
All right. All right.
Yeah, it's tough with the split screen view there.
What I need is a second, what are they called? A monitor. Alright, so... And then it's gonna be... I mean, do I need to really do all of this, or do I... I mean, I guess I do.
Yeah. It does seem silly at first, because you're like, I already did all this. But as we change your website, it's so much easier to do it here. And plus, you can also see it.
Yeah.
So you're doing everything visually. And then when you jump into the code will take no time at all, but it's a lot quicker because you're not guessing at anything anymore. Plus, we were saying earlier, we don't really know how we're going to redesign this page.
Right.
And so here we can play around with it. It gives us a drag and drop kind of environment. Whereas we could do it all in code. But it's going to probably take
a million years.
Twice as long, 5 times as long.
Yeah, and that's not fun. Bip-a-doo. Alright. Drag you over here. Drag you over here.
Also how it's done in the biz. Or at least how it should be done.
That's show business, baby. Right. And then extend this line. This is wild. This feels so silly. Like, hey guys, come watch me play with like a really fancy MS Paint.
I mean, that's essentially what designers do. But designing is really hard. And
right, yeah, I'm not confident that I could be a designer necessarily. Still, because apparently I can't do a straight line.
It was straight.
It's straight?
Yeah, everything snaps to a grid.
Oh, good. For some reason it looked like it was like moving off. Okay. Next. What color is this?
Seafoam green.
I think it is seafoam, actually.
Oh, yeah?
Actually, there's an easier way to know what color it is.
Look at the color.
Yeah. That's going to be #B2F0E4, of course.
Classic B2F0E4.
Classic B2F0E4. I do
like
wonder.
The Helvetica of background colors.
It really is. I like seeing what the names of it are. You know what I mean?
I've never thought about that.
There's like a color namer, I'm pretty sure. Name all the colors.
Hex get a color name?
A lot of them do. Look at that. Mars
Wow.
Supremacy, Chocolate Spill, Evil Lady's Eyeshadow.
Cool. Name it.
Oh my gosh, I can name it. Here at Color Names.
I feel like you should just claim it. Your new favorite poem? PJ.
That name is unique. What does that feel like to you, Brandon? What kind of feelings do you get when you look at this color?
Ooh. I mean, let's see. I already said seafoam green, but it's kind of like a soft color. It's kind of a bright color. I don't really get any negative emotions out of it. Almost, it's. I wouldn't say necessarily it's relaxing, but somewhere in there, like a soothing, relaxing, hopeful kind of feeling. Like it's a little harsh to be something you would use in a spa.
Yeah.
Put on the seafoam. Nice.
I'm not gonna lie. This might be the exact hex of my bathroom paint. The color we painted our bathroom, and I just realized that, and I did not do that on purpose. This color will now be known as Float on the Seafoam. That's fun.
Cool.
All right, we did it, y'all. We did it, y'all. So let's float on the seafoam. Let's head back here and let's change this background.
Oh, let's do this before I forget.
Yeah.
Go ahead and save this file to your same directory where the code is. And that way, when we're done at the end of the day, it'll also get committed to GitHub. So, yeah, what I like to do, I like to create a folder called artwork. But actually click into your new favorite poem. You've already got... okay. Yeah, I guess you could do it in the folder above then.
I think I would do it above from my brain.
Yeah, usually the way I structure mine, I have a folder called source, and I have a folder called artwork. And then source is where the source code is, and then artwork is where the artwork lives.
This is the Add a Poet page. Oh yeah, and then save it as a sketch.
Cool.
Neato. All right, I really should figure out like what the size is, I guess, because this is clearly not the actual.
Yeah, we should Google that. Google what do you even put in? Like, can we say artboard dimensions web designers? I think that might help us hit enough keywords where Google's like, you probably mean this.
How to handle artboard sizes designing web. It's so fun. I think both of our
Nice.
Google foo ran into like a mini roadblock at the same point. We were both like, yeah, let's look it up. And we were both like, we had like the spinning wheel in our head for a second.
Like, let's try and figure something out. And we don't even know what it's called.
The Bootstrap grid system has 4 classes. The classes helps on front-end development to define layout conditions for each case. Default. Oh, Sketch has default responsive web layouts. That's pretty cool.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. It just gave you the resolutions.
That's pretty rad. Yeah, I'm about to do that. 1280 800, 1366 by 768, 1440 by 900. Wow, so on Mac the scroll bar is an overlay, but on Windows it takes up 17 pixels.
Fun.
I had no idea.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense. Like, I'm looking at your scroll bar right there. And it's there.
Holy smokes, that's right. I'm looking like I'm on a Mac right now, and I'm like, I have a Mac to my left, and wild.
Joker's to the right.
I actually do not like the overlay because there have been times where I've tried to like grab the scroll bar so I can move down somewhere fast, and it's like, I've disappeared. Bye.
I feel like that's a very Windows thing to do.
To grab?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, it's nice.
Because I can't say I have that instinct as somebody who's only used a Mac for, gosh, definitely over 5 years now. Maybe longer. definitely longer. I think I had a PC at work. Yeah, I had a PC at work, but even like my home computer was still a Mac.
It'd be cool if I could just. If I do it this way. So 1920 by 1080. Ta-da!
Yeah, that looks like a website.
It does look like a website. You're right.
It's beginning to look a lot like a website.
I was singing in the last few days of school. It's beginning to look a lot like Metzmas. And my students were like, "Mr. Metz, what are you talking about?" And I was like, "You don't know." They're like, "What?" And I was like, "Nothing. I'm an idiot. Don't mind me." Ow. Am I at 0 up here? What's going on here?
Oh,
God.
I think you went negative.
I did go negative. How did I do that? Oh, hold on. I know how. Because of this. And let's go 0 and 0. There we go. Not what I wanted, but... Oh, God. Okay. Alright, this is fun. Folks, stick around for me doing this for 2 hours. Alright. We want, to be done with that. We want to be done with this. Done. No font hell. We want to be looking at, not the code.
Woo.
This. Good coffee. Did Kim bring you that coffee?
Made it myself. Before she woke up this morning.
Alright, so what am I thinking here?
Yeah, I mean, I think there's a couple ways to go about it. Probably the easiest way to get everything aligned would be to stack the words and the text boxes.
Yeah.
So you have almost like a title and then the entry below it. What we should do is look up designs and hang on. Let's find is it Dribbble? Type in Dribbble. Like Dribbble design. Let's see if that's what I'm thinking of. There we go. So this is where we can go to get some inspiration. Okay. And yeah, basically let's scroll through some of these different websites and see something that if something catches your eye, like that's really cool, this is how we should do it. I think there's a filter at the top. We can filter just for web, because I think I usually filter on mobile. Oh yeah, web design all the way through.
There it is.
Cool. So let's get inspired.
That's right.
Maybe there's another thing we can filter on, like a form, because that's what we're working on currently. Try it in the tag, yeah. There's a made with
Garfic design.
Oh. And so yeah, there's probably hundreds of these.
Yeah, this is.
That's a good looking form.
Yeah,
I like that spacing. The phone lets me know that I'm getting in touch.
That's right.
But I'm not calling somebody.
That's right. It's purple. It's very nice. This is red. Get in touch with us. So yeah, I guess this whole thing that I have where it's just all stacked at the top is not great. Right?
Yeah, for me, it's the unevenness. Mm-hmm. So some text boxes go out this far, some go out this far. Mm-hmm. And, I mean, you can see just here with that design, it's very clean, like everything's organized.
Yeah, I like that.
Eye knows where to look.
This right here is, like, not taking up a whole bunch of space, but it's still readable. Just sort of sitting nice and clean on top of that. And in my website, it's, like, the exact same size as what you would type here.
Yep. Also, yours has a lot of words. Like, what is the name of the poet?
Yeah.
You actually have to read that.
Yeah.
It's not something your eye can or your brain can process at a glance.
Yeah.
And so probably what we should do is have a title on this page that says add new poet.
Yeah.
And then for this text box, it just needs to be name. Because we already know it's the name of the poet.
Yeah, exactly.
And we can save some letters there.
All right. So that's good. I think the first thing that I realized is that there's a simple way to take this text and have it be labeled on top of the text box rather than to the left. There's a command for that.
Well, let's focus on the design first.
Okay.
Because
Sorry.
you don't want to start coding the website before you've designed it.
You sure? So... Alright, so let's find that not navigation, basic inputs. We had text fields.
Yeah, and just so you know, you don't have to use these. These are called components.
Yeah.
But everything in Sketch is just drawn on. So like, you can always just draw a square box or add text. These are basically components are just somebody else who's already done that and kind of productized their box and text a little bit.
Wild.
Prepackaged it for us.
Oh my god. Yeah, this is what I want.
A little avant-garde.
Get weird with it.
If you can decode this message.
That's right. You deserve. You now own the website. It's in your name. I think, prefer using these only because it's already made and I just like shift it around, you know?
Right. And then you can play with a lot of things like the font size, the color, the padding. You can change like how round or sharp the corners are.
All right. So what happened here? Yeah. Get it.
You can just Control Z it eventually. We'll get back to it.
There we go.
There you go.
It's weird that it doesn't treat it as like a whole object. See what I mean?
Some tools do, some tools don't.
Yeah.
It also depends on how they created it. Like you can group things together and then they'll stretch in size together.
Okay. All right. So I'm thinking about it. I'm thinking that we want something up top, you know, that like, or the way that the sort of inspiration we were looking at here. We could have it in this like not quite an iframe, but like within this like section, I think maybe.
Yep.
And have something over here that has like the instructions and then the list over here. That'd be nice. Okay.
And there's also tons of other designs.
Yeah.
In the first row, we don't have to settle on that. Usually what I try and do is find something, I would say copy it to a T, but at least something that gives me enough inspiration to go with.
See how your agency can grow with us. A lot of people are doing this like layer on top thing.
Yeah, it's a good point.
Life insurance instant quote. Oh, get you a ring.
Ooh, that's cool. I like how they increase the size of the one. I assume your mouse is probably hovering over that.
Yeah, I think that's a hover. That's pretty rad.
Or oh no, there's arrows, so you can scroll through the rigs.
I wonder if it works is worth with both, where like arrows scroll you through, but you can also like bloop bloop bloop.
That would be cool.
Bloop.
That's a great UI. Like I like how like they have the header photo, like that hero image at the top,
Yeah,
but then it also kind of bleeds into the next section. I like when websites do that. That little overlap it's a really nice touch.
hire him. Listen, y'all, check out James on Dribbble. Doesn't help us with the form though. Oh, we could do something like this. It's a pop-up instead of being a whole separate page. No idea how to do that though. Because it's got like,
It's probably not a bad idea.
yeah. That way it's not, we don't have to worry about like a whole nother page or anything. It's just something that, add a poet. It's now a button that pops that up. But how?
The
Then,
nice part about here is you don't have to worry about any of that.
yeah, just design it, right?
You figure that out later.
So what if we just design it to be like just something like this size, right? And now we're not working with this whole gigantic website. We're just worried about our form, which is, like this big.
Sure. Recommendation. I would Control Z that and save that artboard
Oh, okay.
and add a new artboard because you already have the size you will be using for other sketches.
Have the
and
header, too.
The title. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I would just add in on top of this.
Okay.
Put some layers on it.
Okay. So let's add. Just make a box. Do. For anyone just tuning in, I have no idea what I'm doing.
We try to keep the show fresh.
Yeah, and by fresh,
we do things we've never done before. We all struggle together.
let's make a rounded rectangle. That's right. Okay.
Oh, that's cool.
So that's the middle.
Yeah, so the question to ask yourself here is basically what we're looking at is your website on a desktop screen, completely maximized.
Yeah.
So in that scenario, what will this pop-up look like? Will it be centered? Will it stay to the left? Will it take up the whole top to bottom, even if the form doesn't take up that much space? And I don't know. I'm just
it's all choices to
talking
make,
out
but
loud.
yeah, you're just giving me things to consider.
Here's your inspiration.
Feel it.
You're a struggling artist. Speaks with a bad Australian accent. I don't know why.
Oh, nice! It shows you all the objects. Good. All right, styles, components, UI kits. Okay, cool. So let's see. I'm assuming over here you can fill it, but I don't want it with gray. I'd very much like it just. Is there a way to have it be border? Boom.
Yeah, I was just thinking that. Or do you want to do a shadow?
I mean, maybe. That'd be cool too, huh? All right. Oh, rad.
So
so cool.
probably don't want to do too much shadow.
Yeah.
Because in designing, shadow is depth, and so if
Yeah, I
you
want it to pop off the page.
like if you were to, it's basically your z-axis. So if you were to take this page and rotate it, so you're almost like the website's here, we go whoosh, almost like the Matrix style. You would see this floating on top of the backdrop of your page, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And so what the shadows do in like modern design, I'm speaking in particular to material design, is it lets the user know how far off the page this thing is. So like
Right.
in my Get Trends app, we denote things by certain elevations. I want to say like 30 is the max elevation, and you kind of go up in increments of 2.
Oh.
And I bring that up because if we put things on this, because we'll call this a card, if we put things on it and we want to give those elevation, then if you put 2 elevation on top of this card that already has 6 elevation, well, the thing all the way on top technically has an elevation of 8. And so kind of thinking about these things in a 3D space is it really helps with shadows.
Mm-hmm.
And it really makes things like quite literally pop off the page.
Yeah. So it's still a little gray, which is fine. I don't want it to, I guess I could. Yeah, well, I'm going to want it to be... Oh, hold on. Do I still have that hex saved? Yep.
Ooh, nice.
And then we want the shadow to be not the same color, but a slightly darker version of that color. Or do we want the shadow to be black? Or kind of grayish?
The shadow would take on the color of
what's underneath
behind it. Yeah. That's...
So then the shadow...
usually my trick for shadows on mobile is I will select... So I'll start with the same hex.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'll change the... I'm sorry. I lied to you. I'll start with black, and then I'll just change the opacity.
Oh, yeah.
So then you'll start seeing the background, the color behind it coming into view.
Okay.
And I don't know if that's the best way to do it, but like
I'm sure someone who does design that like watches this is gonna be like, "What are you doing?"
Well, it's like when I go outside and I see my shadow on the ground. Technically, my shadow blocks all the light, and so that's like a black shadow, but doesn't block all the light.
Not yet. Let's do a slightly... No, not that thick. Yeah, just 2. 2 pixels. The border, I think, is a good idea. But again, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't have the design background. So let's look at this.
Well, so go back to... What was the one we were looking at in Dribbble? So it looks like what they did, they almost like grayed out the background.
Yeah.
Which makes sense. That's a very flat UI design.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I mean, because the objective, they want somebody to fill out the form, right? So they want the form to pop out
that should pop
everything
out,
else.
yeah.
So they grayed out everything, kept it flat, didn't necessarily give it a shadow or any elevation. Oh, that's cool.
There we go. You just reduce it to like a different opacity.
Nice.
Yeah, rad.
And I would just remove the background color from those. So it looks like it's just hard-coded to white. So since that's a component, you have to dig into the component and edit the component's information.
Gross. What if I just leave it like that and I know that that's not how it's supposed to look? Damn. And let's, at the very least, do that.
You could also zoom in a little bit. It looks like
You
you're
sure?
struggling to find the quarters.
And, is there a way to, like, grab? There we go. My little center button grabs. All right.
Nice. Yeah, like I would just delete those and just change it. Instead of using a component, just
Just put
add
text on.
text. Yeah,
Yeah.
they're just getting in the way now.
Yep. Using the wrong your right off the bat.
I mean, that would be ironic. So I would do also one at a time. Like I heard you hit up the space bar.
Yeah.
Like make these their individual labels. It'll make everything easier when you start resizing stuff.
It
gives you a lot of default text.
It really does. It's wild, right?
Surprisingly, the evaluation of readability activities for any of the competitive development and manufacturing reveals the patterns of the program of slight impact.
I feel like that's a spell.
It doesn't feel like real words.
Yeah.
And yeah, make these their own labels.
Each one?
Oh yeah.
It's alright that you hate me. Oh, that little magnet switches it over to a different side entirely.
Oh, what a cool idea.
There we go.
Yeah, because in reality, these are their own clickable buttons. And then eventually, you're going to resize this artboard to see, like, how does my website look on mobile? And if everything was just, like, hard-coded text, then you would kind of redo everything again.
Yep. And it's all, like, centered.
So
There's got to be a way
just
to
select all and, yeah, use the vertical centering.
There we go. And boom. My brain was like, yeah, trick it. Like, and then I was like, PJ, this is a design tool.
Yeah,
It might, in fact,
these are
have what
real
you
design
need.
tools.
It might just do what you need. All right. That's good enough for punk.
Ain't no tricks.
Okay. Oops.
Cool.
All right. This is looking like a website. Huh? Oops.
Oh yeah.
All right, so we want some text boxes now. Now, since I've got this rounded thing on here, it makes me think that the text boxes should be rounded as well, which makes me think I shouldn't do it rounded, actually.
Fair point. I like a little bit of round though.
I think what I'm going to try and do is, since I want to turn this into the button, and that's going to be... Actually, what if we put all of this inside of this to make it happen? That's possible. That's something to think about. Okay. All right, so we need some boxes now. I suppose a little rounding is nice.
Well, I was thinking probably like 5. I think you just gave it 30. Yeah, because when it's 0, it's very sharp edges.
It's pointy.
And so, I mean, if you want the design to, like, if you kind of had like a, I don't know, scary or Halloween themed website, I could see
Yeah.
kind of purposely
Points.
making everything very angular and sharp.
Yeah.
but I think we might be a little friendlier here.
So let's do. Okay.
So yeah, this is where I was thinking. Yeah, you make the title something like "New Poem,"
Yeah.
and then for all the text boxes below, you can go off of that context. So, excuse me.
Gross.
Kind of like we were saying earlier, we don't need the text box to say full name of the
Yeah.
because we kind of said it out loud, said it above.
We done said it.
And so yeah, that would just be new poem. Like the
Just
users
new
don't know
poem?
what a database is. Yeah.
Well, I was
You know
thinking
what a
this is the
database
title.
is.
Like add a new poem. I think having add there, it's like add a new poem or submit a new poem is better. Just because there's a little bit of instruction there, and then I see this as the title of the pop-up.
So with the submit, if you have a button at the bottom that says submit,
Yeah.
then you also don't need that.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, like right now, submit a new poem makes sense. But yeah, I think as long as we design this properly, we can use as little text as possible. And then the nice thing there is your brain will comprehend text without you actually having to, well, I say read it, which for me is like the little voice in my head reading it as my eyes go across it. And yeah, I always try to go for basically we call it a understanding at a glance. So like you don't have to read anything, you don't have to like scan anything. It's just title says new poem, button at the bottom says submit.
Yeah.
Probably the title's the biggest thing, that button's probably second biggest, and then you see blank fields. You go, oh, this is probably a form to submit a new poem.
Oh Lord. So I made a box and then I made a text to go over the box.
Yeah, I don't
Oh,
even
yeah.
think you need the box.
I don't think I need the box. I
I would
do
just
need
make that.
a better font.
Yeah.
Hey.
I'm gonna go to my mom's.
Okay, cool.
Love you.
Tell her I say hey, love you too.
Are you hot?
And
I'm fine. Brandon says hi.
I say hi.
She says hi. Alright, so I've been using I think Georgia or Times New Roman, which I like it feels literary to use that, you know?
ooh, I like that.
I'm pretty sure I'm using that. Oh Lord, no, these aren't serifed at all. Oh my god. Oh my god, where is that?
What font are you using?
Yeah, where do I decide the font? Oh my god, hold on. I need to take a break from design real quick because this is terrible. This.
Could just be using the default. Like I know each operating system has a default font.
Yeah.
In each browser.
Change
I don't
font for. Oh, that's not what I need. So change the font. There we go.
Probably just a CSS thing, right?
It's probably a CSS thing. Style type text CSS body. Okay, font family. So let's go to the site CSS. Is there a body here?
I would just look for font family.
Boom.
Well, search for a font family first because it might be in a different class.
Helvetica. That's for poets, though.
Gotcha.
The banner.
Okay, so you're using a lot of Helvetica. Solid font
Apparently.
choice. Oh, there you go.
Sans serif. Get out of here. So in CSS, you can name a font, and then it'll be like, well, what if it doesn't have it? Then it goes to this, and it goes, well, what if it doesn't have it? And you're like, just a serif font, please. So it goes
Fine.
through, and you can name it like that. Wonder if that'll take care of the HTML.
And then you, it's like, you know, the levels of resignation that the developer went through. It's like, fine, you know what? I'll just settle
Yeah.
for this. Give me anything. For
Just
the love of
come
God.
on. All right, yeah. So that didn't take care of it. That was for the HTML. I need root. Holy smokes.
Woo. Those are a lot of options.
Yeah. How about first? I'm just gonna add Times New Roman to the beginning. And let's make sure.
Now, so there's font family serif space and monospace. What's the difference between those two?
Man, what a
sans
great.
serif and monospace.
I have no idea. And I feel like I should have before I just went and changing stuff. Let's see here.
And then also those dashes, like dash Apple system.
So the name of a font, if you've got a specific name for a font, goes in quotes. And then these are like, there's something different about those where it's like, it's not named or it's like a standard font somewhere. I forgot. God, it's been literally months since I've done any CSS learning at all. Yeah, check it out.
Oh, it's been like 30 something years since I've done CSS.
30 years.
CSS.
Yeah, that's right.
I've
Accurate.
touched it, but I just hack on CSS.
Yeah, just like smack it until it does what you want, right?
I change things until it looks fine, and then I wonder why it breaks
Why?
later.
Why isn't this working?
Why does it look like that? Like, oh, because
It's exactly what I
just-
told it to do.
copy pasted, and then it's like, let's try this.
I'm also, that's in Bootstrap. I don't want to be in Bootstrap. Bootstrap makes me anxious. I want to be in this. Let's do that. This is why CSS was so frustrating to me, because I'll be like, all right, I've changed it, and nothing will be different. And I'm like, why?
Yeah, the layers of CSS make it hard for me, because you can have things
changed up
overriding other things, and
Yep.
there it goes.
It's up top, but I'm not getting it down here for some reason.
Because of the overriding and the layers.
It's in here,
Those
too.
Two terms I just made up.
That's right, the overriding layers. Watch out for that override and the layers. Yeah, so my list here has it, and this is in Times New Roman, but this is not, and the index is not either. Lord help me. I thought that would be a quick thing. Oh, well, actually, hold on. That's why. Boop, boop. Let's do that.
Found the layers.
I found the layers, y'all.
Oh, man.
Hey, did you you keep being careful about your layers?
Did you remember to save all of your files?
Holy crap, what is that from?
Strong bad.
Oh my gosh. Did you remember to save all of your files? There's a Twitter account called No Context Webtoons early 2000s. And it's just stuff like that.
Oh,
Hey,
man,
Marzipan.
I spent so many hours on Strong Bad back in the day.
Don't
I don't
worry.
even know if that website still exists.
Right?
Give
I
the
think
people what they
for
want.
there was an April Fool's Day where they came back. and no one believed the person who said it because it was April Fool's Day, but they actually had. All right, hold on.
Oh, that's right, Homestar Runner. Oh,
The
dang.
post
Website's
Flash update.
That's right, because Flash isn't a thing anymore.
It's gone.
Adobe finally pulled support for Flash.
Flash is finally
And-
dead.
In a couple days, Flash won't even work anymore on websites. Which is wild.
Thanks to the Ruffle project, it emulates Flash in such a way that all browsers and devices can finally play our cartoons in some games.
Cool.
Oh my gosh. Wild. But yeah, come on in. Let us in. Oh god! Don't block it.
Flash? Flash was
Flash
blocked.
was blocked.
It's already happening. Oh, the website's working though. Yeah, Homestar Runner was just a weird, bizarre website in, I guess, the early 2000s, maybe late 90s.
Early 2000s for sure. Late 90s, that must have been when it started, actually. Yeah, you're right.
And yeah, it was like the first kind of viral content back when, like really back before these viral platforms existed. Like Twitter wasn't a thing, YouTube wasn't a thing, like Facebook wasn't a thing. And so you just had to know about a website. Like your friend would be like, "Hey PJ, you should go to homestarrunner.com." And you'd be like, "What's that?" And you're like, "Go check it out. It's awesome."
That's
And
right.
maybe you remember to do that, but and it's also like back before like notifications were a thing. Like you just had to check Homestar Runner every day.
Yeah.
You'd have it in your favorites and your bookmarks. Oh man! But anyways, yeah, they just created a lot of like content. Like it was this whole world of characters, and you'd kind of check it every day to see what antics they got into next. Is that you running?
Yeah. This is the whole game. And if you go too fast, you fault. The 50K walk. This is worse than Quap.
Ooh.
Do you remember Quap?
Oh yeah. I never got past falling down.
Yep. My god. There was an old game where you had to bounce a tire that I played a lot. Oh my gosh. Wild. Yeah, that tire. Oh man, we are so off track right now.
I like to think
We're
of it
so
as
off track.
we're looking for inspiration for its website design.
I'm so mad I can't change the font. I got the header to change. The body, I mean, let me try the HTML here, I guess. I really want it to look the way I want it to. You know what I mean? You know what I mean. And then I'm gonna...
This guy knows what I'm talking about.
This guy knows what I'm talking about. Well, I want it to look the way I want it to look, baby. Yep. Still up here doing it, but...
Your button changed.
Oh, the poets changed. But
Yeah,
this did
it's
not.
all coming together.
I must have that hard-coded somewhere. What is that called? That's on the index head. Oh, it's the head. And then in the body, okay, banner. Oh, banner. Like David Banner.
Classic banner.
There it is.
Just a thought. What if you
Yeah.
just removed all those font families so that it would fall back to the default? Because if you want to change the fonts again, now you're going to have to remember all these different places.
That's
And
true.
they're all the same. Like, it's not like you're using different fonts.
Oh, that's true. Hold on.
Does that work with the web? Will it all just kind of default?
Well, there's like yes. Like yes, that's how it's supposed to work. When you define it like in body and HTML, I think. However, I don't know. So
The caveat here is it's CSS.
yeah, and it takes years and years of work to make CSS a thing that you understand. So let's get back into incognito. So it's not just... Yeah, looks like that works.
Cool.
Cool. Yeah, I like it. That's much better. I'm a big fan. Big fan of Times New Roman. All right, we did it, y'all. Thanks for coming.
Hope you like Times New Roman.
That's right. You better. All right, so now I can actually do... let's see. I want text. Oh, God. No, not in the whole thing, you psycho.
That's a giant text box.
All right, so we'll make this.
Probably white? Yeah.
Yeah, white.
That looks nice and clean.
There we go. Copy that. Several times. Oh, no.
So those shadows you're seeing will tell you the spacing.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, now you followed it. So see how it highlights the similar spacings?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. It's a really cool feature that
It's...
back when I was still just using MS Paint,
Oh,
I
my
didn't
God.
realize how much I needed this.
Yeah, and it's something that like I don't know who did that first, but like Microsoft PowerPoint does it now, Google Slides does it, and it gives you these little like guiding lines. It'll be like, oh, you're right in the center of this, and it'll let you know that like you're even with this or you're not, and it's amazing. It's perfect.
How did I live without this?
Right? I don't know when it happened either. I only just noticed it this year. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 regular and 1 big.
Man. Just real quick,
Big.
look
Yeah.
how much better this looks already. Like, I just had like a visceral reaction when we flipped back to the website. I was
Right?
like, whoa,
Ugh!
we did that?
Brandon, I thought you were supposed to be mentoring me. You let me put that on the internet?
It looked great at the time, but now
At
it
the
looks
ti-
so much better.
At the time, that's
Like,
because
this
we were
looks-
so,
This looks so much
worried.
cleaner.
I wonder if we should do... Oh, no. I've thought about doing, like, the label inside where you replace it, but I don't like that. You need a label outside.
Yeah, I mean, I say, if you do the label inside, then, and I don't know how to do this, but I've seen it on websites and apps, and I'm very envious. The label will be there, like it'll say full name, but then as you start
Yeah.
typing,
Yeah.
then that label like goes into the corner, so it's still inside, but it's like in the top left corner that says full
Oh,
name,
really?
but in smaller text. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Kind of.
Did I describe that in any way? I'm always really impressed when I see it, but I haven't quite figured out how to do it. At least not in mobile.
Oh,
Well, I guess
God,
not in
12.
web either, but mostly because I'm not a web designer
You're not
or
a...
web developer.
I'm not a rapper. So stop rapping at me.
Oh man. What a great video.
Such a great video. I think my sister showed it to me first. And I was like, what is this? She was like, I'm not a rapper. I was like, yeah, I get it. But I didn't get it. I did not get it. And it's so good.
I love, because it's a rap battle. And then, but like he doesn't rap. Like,
So
that would
stop
be like
rapping at me.
like spoken word poetry at best.
It's so good. Boop, bop, bida bap, boop. What is that? Super Hot Fire, right?
I spit hot fire. Oh wait, no, that was from Dave Chappelle. I spit hot fire.
Glasses, jacket, shirt. Call me Glasses, Jacket, Shirt Man.
We'll just leave it at that.
That's
no
right.
context. The people watching that get it.
Yep. That's kind of. I mean, that's. I shouldn't be doing that. I should be explaining stuff, but like, I gotta. I mean, just the rap battle. I'm about to end this man's whole career. Name, URL, name of the poem, picture URL. Describe the picture. Uses alt text. I want to be able to just say alt text there, but I don't think, like, a lot of people don't know what alt text is.
Yeah. And then instead of describe picture, I would say like picture description.
That's good, yeah.
Because everywhere else we're using nouns, and that was the only one that was like a verb command.
Poem URL, and then this is name. Title. There we go. Poet, poem URL, poem title, poet picture as a URL, picture description, and then poet biography.
Submit button.
Yeah, make this my website. Let me make sure that's the right order. Poet, yeah, poem URL, poem title. I can't believe I wrote what is the name of the poem here and not title. What is wrong with me? Picture URL.
And you can order these any way you want too, by the way.
Because it's is that true? I thought it was. Oh yeah.
Well, I just mean it's your website and we're redesigning it, so you don't have to follow anything. Well, yeah. Anything.
I feel like I like that order. It's like, hey, who is this? Actually, the title makes more sense to be here, right?
Yeah, I mean we're adding a new poem, so I'd probably do the poem specific stuff first. So yeah, title, and then probably do the poet stuff. So, because it feels weird to say like, why?
Actually,
I guess if we change poet to author, then that would still flow. Because title, author.
There we go. My brain was like, redo. Control Shift Z. Got it. Stop it, magnets. Did you see the Lockheed Martin bowl fight between Mississippi State and
No.
Yeah, so at the end of the game, it was
Mississippi
State versus Tulsa. And the game was over and they were at like in the middle of the field like saying goodbye and like normal game wrap up stuff where everyone like talks to each other. And like this huge fight started. And like massive fight, like dudes like punching each other and like chasing each other around the field. But it was the Lockheed Martin Armed Forces Bowl, and so everyone was like, "Gentlemen, can't fight at the Lockheed Martin Armed Forces Bowl.
I mean, they kind of walked into that one, though. Like, if you're going to name it the Armed Forces Bowl.
That's right. Give them weapons. Everyone's got a Lockheed Martin Tomahawk missile on the sideline.
Just
mutually assured destruction. Poem title, author, poem URL, author picture, picture description, author biography. Alright, cool. Oh man, I just thought of something. When they submit a poem, it'd be nice to make it so that it's automatically in quotation marks, like a title's supposed to be. Because if you look... That's the way I have it formatted. Oh lord, I haven't used my website in so long it's having to spin itself up again when I click a link. It's been 20 minutes!
Whew! Just been jamming in the designer.
That's right. I guess it's not in quotes here. I wonder.
Do you need it?
There's a space that should be there that isn't there. I don't need it, I guess. It's not necessary. And I guess if we look online, they're not doing that either. Okay. Never mind.
It's implied.
Never mind. Don't you worry. Don't you worry. All right. Designed. New poem. Poem title. Author.
You still need a submit button, though.
No.
they'll just enter it in.
Yeah, they'll know.
Don't turn off your computer, because then we lose all the information. So I would say the submit button should probably be the second biggest, or maybe tallest is the right word, thing on the page.
Yeah.
So I'd probably make it a little bit taller than the text boxes. It doesn't have to be much, but kind of like we were talking about earlier, like you should just glance at this, see the submit button, see the title says new poem, and you go, oh, they want me to submit a new poem.
Yeah.
And then you go, never mind, go back. I'm not doing all this work.
What do they think I am?
Not working for free.
Yeah. All right.
If they want a new poem, they can pay me.
And let's see, the submit button. I don't want it to be a regular submit button. I want it to look cool. I'm part of you indefinitely. We need Float on the Seafoam back as a new Morphic button. Where can I pick that up? Here we go. Why can't I just remember B1EEEE2?
I mean, rolls right off the tongue. I don't...
Super simple. All right. And I need to add a shadow to it so we can actually see it.
Ooh, darling, 'cause you'll always be my baby.
You wanted this, right? Where it hangs over.
And actually, so getting back to what we were talking about earlier, that's what makes shadows so hard. Because when you think about it as elevation coming off the screen, then you'll have a different shadow on the new poem layer than you would on the layer behind it. And honestly, I don't think you need, like, I wouldn't do an elevated button here. I think just like a nice flat button will be nice and crisp, nice and sharp.
Crispa.
Probably.
All right, let's change the color then. We don't want it to be like that. What's a complementary color to this? It'd be purple. Don't want that. Maybe just a regular like gray submit button. You know?
Yeah, I would just go with white. Um,
Can't have it be
Gray.
white, can you?
you can do whatever you want.
White would be
Um,
white would make me think it's another text box.
So give it like a black border, like a thin, maybe 1 pixel black border. Black might be a little harsh. We could tweak that later.
I think black's fine.
Designers hate black, by the way.
Really?
Most black that you
That's
see
right.
is some sort of off black. And then, yeah, I would just make it like white with a black border.
All right, I am accidentally giving the word submit a border. Okay, there we go.
Yeah.
Still doing it. Okay.
Did you make a box, or is that just Oh, I see what you did. Okay.
Ugh.
So again, you probably don't need that box. I think you can.
What do you mean?
Like,
Oh,
can,
that?
maybe I'm wrong. But I would think so. There's no border option for.
No, because since it's a text, it's treating the text as like the object I'm modifying.
That's weird. Okay. Very strange. Yeah.
Yeah. Weird, right? Little weird. Let's do. Oh. A little like that. A little like this. Da 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 da. He's a low rider. Ba 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 ba. Ba 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 ba. Don't. No. Get out of here. Why are you treating these like two separate objects? What are you... Oh god, what am I doing now? There we go. Nope. Oh my god. Stop it. Get me out of here. Okay, folks. There we go. Black. 1. Drag you back down.
Yeah, and I'd avoid gray because gray usually means disabled or like not enabled.
Yeah.
And I mean, there might be a world where you do that, where like the submit button's disabled until the text is entered.
Alright, there we go. Aren't most submit buttons usually gray?
Go back to Dribble.
Oh, this one's themed.
Blue. So that's their
Yeah.
what do you call that? Impact color?
Mm-hmm.
Because you can see the blue other places too.
Yeah,
So that's
same
like their
here.
action. Interesting. So it looks like
It's usually some kind of... Well, it's usually you're looking at a white background. Or like a lighter background. Or if it's, dark mode.
yeah, looks like you probably want to go back to forms.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like they're using the accent color. So
Yeah.
the other thing we should probably do is create a color palette.
Oh, man.
Usually before you even get started with this, you map out all of the main colors. So like, what's your font color going to be? What's your primary color, your accent colors, and there is there was a cool website. I don't know if we'll be able to find it. That will just like auto generate stuff.
Oh, it would be like, here's a color, and they'd be like, sure.
Well, here's some, like if you just go to colorpalettes.net, that was the first thing that popped up in Google. Ooh, coolers. That's what it is.
Coolers? Like cooler
Yeah.
colors?
Let me drop. Well, let me make sure the website's still online. Yeah, okay. We'll drop this in the chat. Coolers.co. So COOLORS.
Okay.
Like, and then you can use that just to generate a color palette.
Wow.
And as somebody who doesn't have any artistic design,
Yeah.
I'll just come here and I'll just keep clicking generate. And eventually it'll just be like, oh, that one looks cool.
Yeah.
So see that start the generation, start the generator button.
Start the generator! Let's go.
Man, lots of pop-ups. Get out of here.
Okay. First, get ready. Use mine.
So yeah, I don't know if you can give it a base color, but
That'd be cool.
actually, oh, that's cool. That's like kind of like a 70s vibe.
Yeah. Looks like the background on like a skit, like a bunch of colors. Like it'd be like, this is our transition scene, and a bunch of like these colors are flying all over the place.
Yeah.
Ooh. Oh, that's a sunset. Wild. And you just like make a totally
that's a cool
new.
one.
That is very nice, actually.
I really like that.
Save it.
That's how they get you.
That's right.
So yeah, probably what we should do is I forget what your tool's called. It's not Sketch. Windows Sketch.
Windows Sketch. It's called. Oh crap! What's it called? Lunacy.
Lunacy. So just create a couple. Basically, almost recreate that website. So like, just have a couple of squares with the, and then like the background color of those squares will be the colors. And then what's nice is you can always just reference those anytime you need to.
Oh yeah.
Like fill in a color.
Yeah, you're like, I need a accent color. I need a this. Yeah. For now, I kind of want to be like, yeah, I've done this thing now. Like, this is how I want this to look. You know?
Yeah, I think it's looking good.
It's a massive improvement. Now I just have to take it and actually code that.
I would get rid of that exclamation point though. You see that a lot in
Fun stuff.
No, like new developers.
We'll use exclamation points.
Yeah, it's something I noticed. Like you can always tell when somebody is new. It's because there's exclamation points all the time, which is fine. Like they're excited.
Yeah.
But like you'll never see an exclamation point it's not like if you go to Amazon.com, it's
Yeah,
not like
Jake.
welcome exclamation point.
That's true. It's true. Okay. All right. So, like, I'm going to save this real quick because I realized I haven't in a hot minute.
Ooh, yeah.
All right. That's saved. I'm not going to rate you yet. Thank you very much. And now I need to take this and turn it into my website. So, like, now I've got what I want it to look like, and it tells me all the spacing between these things. What do I do now? I've got the design. Now I need to code this.
Yeah, so I'm googling real quick because there might be a plugin that can generate HTML for you, which would be kind of cool. I'm sure it's
Yeah.
not perfect.
Listen,
But,
nothing's perfect.
Actually, if you want to Google this at home, or Google this so we can share with the folks at home.
There we go.
Just type in like sketch auto-generate HTML. I figured I'd use Sketch because I think Lunacy will still work.
Launchpad. How to export Sketch to HTML.
Even that top link is a Medium article on how to do it.
Yeah.
So you might get some free code.
Mm-hmm.
Or it might look terrible. Probably the latter. I always expect the latter anytime something's auto-generated.
Download the Anima plugin for Sketch, Anima for Adobe XD, Anima for Figma. Export tab, export code. That's wild.
Yeah, let's see if Lunacy can use Sketch plugins. So Sketch has this ecosystem of plugins. I
wonder if there's one for Lunacy. Allows you to view and copy CSS, XAML, and SVG code for all objects in your document.
So, see if Lunacy can use Sketch plugins. Because if it does, then we're sitting pretty.
Wow. In version 0.6, we introduced the support of Sketch plugins, extending the app functionality.
Excuse
me. You okay?
Got the sneezes. So it looks like it. So if you go back to Lunacy, can you, like, I know is there there's plugins right at the top. Didn't even need to Google stuff.
Oh, man.
Cool. So yeah, let's just search for that plugin. I forget what it was called already. But the one that was in that Medium article.
Anima.
And I would actually go back to the Medium article because there was a link there.
Yeah.
Coolers.
I got rid of it. Coolers. Coolors.
Such a cool name.
It's a linked HTML is published on an external site. Did it say it had it as a...
So just scroll down because it was like step 1. Yeah, so click the link for... Yeah. There you go. Assume we probably have to unzip it and do things.
I just open. Boop.
Does that Medium article tell you where to put this file?
That's such a good question. You ask such good questions. Let's see. Download. Click the export bottom at the bottom of the plugin panel. Sketch users go to export tab. Export code. Yeah.
So probably in Lunacy, if you click on plugins again, is there like a add new plugin? There's manage plugins.
I
Run
think
scripts
manage.
Got a Sketch. So there's a plus button next to that text box there.
Hey.
Right on. Maybe just add the whole folder, like that whole folder that's on the desktop. See if it's smart enough to figure it out.
Here's hoping, right?
Oh, it added the folder. Wait, what did that do?
Oh, Objective-C
there it is.
and Cocoa plugins is not supported. Only Sketch JavaScript API plugins.
Oh, sorry, Lunacy. I guess we'll find a different plugin.
So it looks like Anima won't do it. Sketch plugin to generate HTML. How to build a Sketch plugin. That's not what we want at all.
Wrong stream.
I wonder if I just, let's see. Snap, set min max, label layers, pad it, symbol merger, align to padding. So those are the ones that are available just for like finding. What did I find here? You can install a plugin from the Lunacy library. Oh, Lunacy library. Plugins. So let's go to the open the libraries tab. Click plugins. We've got that.
Why would you put it in the plugins tab?
Yeah.
I don't even see a libraries tab.
I wonder if that looks like the website. Like they have a web version, I think, like a web app. You know what I mean?
Great instructions.
Yeah, I'm a little lost. All right.
Wait, what is this Lunacy? What were you just looking at?
That was Lunacy. Yeah.
And how come the URL is docs.icons8.com?
Icons 8 is the company that made Lunacy.
Oh, okay. I was like, are we looking at docs for a different piece of
Is
software?
this man a fool? This is so funny. They're showing this UI. I have not seen that UI at all once.
Yeah, same. Very strange.
Well,
Well, I mean, one option is, because I noticed we're coming up on the 2-hour mark.
we sure are.
This could be, like, because this is an easy stopping point, because we can,
Yeah.
I would say, let's see, you fixed something at the beginning of the show, and I already forgot what it was.
It was the links.
The links.
Yeah.
So, I would say let's commit that code and publish that as we'll call it a bug fix.
Cool.
And then we commit that code. It'll also commit our design stuff we did today.
Yeah. Look, it's right there.
I don't know if you want to save the CSS font stuff.
Yes, because we did eventually get it to what I wanted it to be, which is Times New Roman for everything.
Okay, nice.
Yeah. And the bootstrap, I don't want to save. I want that to...
Discard.
Yeah, get rid of that.
Are you sure?
All right, the index, that's what we changed. That's the bug fix.
Yep.
And then this, interesting. All right, cool. So, bug fix, poet links. Poet links on Poet's page now. Direct user to Poets on index.
They now do their job.
They now do the thing they're supposed to do. Yep. And changed font to a way cooler and more better font. All right. Sounds
I don't know if
good.
I've ever heard anybody say Times New Roman is cooler.
Times New Roman is the coolest font, and I'll fight anyone who disagrees with me. Times New Roman is the best font. Thank you very much.
I mean, I watched a whole documentary on Helvetica once.
Ugh.
I think it's called Helvetica.
I think it's called Helvetica. And I think that the title screen was actually in Comic Sans. Alright. Push. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Could you imagine doing a documentary like all about like the kerning and like the intricacies of a font, and then you make the title Comic Sans?
Comics, yeah, it'd be amazing with like real bad kerning. Like
People would riot.
it would be amazing, is what it would be. And then let's make a new release, right?
Yeah, I'd do it a 3.1.2.
That's what I think.
Seems like a bug fix. Well, I guess you did change the font, so you could do a 3.2.0, but it's whatever you want.
Yeah. Bug fix for Poets page. Links were not going to specific poet on index. Font change. Okay. Ba-ba-da-ba. There it is. 3.1.2.
And you just gotta ship it.
That's right. I know how to do that. Right-click publish.
Oh, we never did do continuous integration. Someday.
Listen,
Someday when you create a new release on the website,
like
stuff will
like
just
version
it'll
4,
just automatically publish to Azure.
one day.
Right. That's
One day. Hey, Brandon. One day.
someday.
It's all right.
Someday.
Did you do it? Are you winning, son?
We don't have any compiler errors. What was it last time? Like, you big dummy.
Oh, you big dummy.
Like, code
That's what it
failed
was.
with error message, you big dummy.
And then I think we both were like, what? And then I went, oh, I wrote that.
I was so confused. I was looking at him like, am I reading that right?
That's right.
Build failed.
There it is. Fancy and looks so much classier.
Look at that serif.
This, by the way, Layli Long Soldier's poem 38 about the Dakota 38. The date that 38 Dakota men were hanged in the largest mass execution in American history. That was December 24th in the 1800s, I believe. And so it had its anniversary recently. And that's what this poem is all about. It's a long one, but holy smokes, does this poem pop off.
Yeah,
Just-
that's crazy. I've never even heard of that.
Oh, of course.
That event.
Yeah, Abraham Lincoln okayed the mass execution of 38 Dakota men.
Jeez. And
Yeah.
Dakota, is that referring to the native tribe?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And it was the same week that he signed the Emancipation Proclamation. And this poem does such a good job of explaining that event with the correct context and in a clever way that y'all just need to go read it. Like, honestly,
Sold.
such a good poem. When you first told me, hey, you should come up with an idea, something you want to make, and I was like, a poetry website, and I started thinking of what poets I was going to have. This is one of the first ones I thought of, was this poem.
Wow.
Layli Long Soldier is a force. They are just a fantastic poet. I'm going to put it in our private chat for you, that little link to that.
Just for me.
That's right. Or you can go to ynfp.net and view it there.
That's right. Don't forget to like and subscribe.
That's right, kids. It's the only way I make money. All right. That was it was a lot of design in that episode, but necessary because I realized design's hard.
It's really hard.
That's really hard.
And yeah, and it's so incredible having a good designer, and then once you have all that done and somebody just gifts you this drawing, then like the code just comes out so much faster, like because you're not guessing at things, you're not saying maybe I'll do this. It's just, oh, I need to make it look like this. That's 12 pixels. Font size is 38. Done.
Yep. That's great. That's really good. I'm very excited for where this can take me now. Today's my last day of vacation. Tomorrow is first day back at school. Pray for me. All right. Well, another week, another situation, and we'll see y'all next time.
See you next week. Cheese.